So let's talk about the kanji from lesson 10 of Adventures in Japanese. First, our recognition kanji. So you just have to recognize this right now. Is this combination? We're actually going to learn this second kanji. And this second kanji, you are going to be responsible for knowing how to write. But this first kanji, you're not expected to know how to write it yet. You just have to know that this combination here reads koko, koko, and means high school. This ko means tall or high or expensive. In this case, it's in reference to high. And then this ko here means like a physical campus school, that kind of thing. All right, so that's our recognition kanji. And let's talk about the other kanji that you are expected to know how to read and write. First one is the kanji for big, so simple enough. Basically, a person spreading their arms out wide. You can picture that. So if you see it with hiragana characters, ki after it, it's pronounced oki, meaning big. Oki. But it can also be pronounced dai or sometimes tai. Like in daisuki. Daisuki. If you see it in a person's name, assume o. That's the more common pronunciation. So for example, we have Oyama-san. Oyama. That's big. Small, also pretty simple. Remember that small is pronounced chisai, so the sa I gets written in hiragana after, so this is okurigana. And then the character for small occupies the chi, chisai. The other pronunciation of this is sho. We'll see in a minute that that's used in the word for elementary school. Next. This means in or inside or in the middle of. And the pronunciation that is used in names is naka. And it's very common. So you'll see, for example, Tanaka-san or Nakamoto-san or Nakada-san. Remember that when ta appears second, it's da. Or Nakaguchi-san. Remember that when kuchi appears second, it's guchi. Nakaguchi-san. So naka in names, and then in Japanese 3 we'll also learn some grammatical usages of this pronunciation, naka. The other pronunciation is chu. chu, like in middle school. And in China, chumoku. Although we won't learn the koku goku kanji yet. Next one. Early is a sun, and then a 10. Ugh, the spacing on that is off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a little better. And this means early, so of course if we see an I after it, we know it's going to be pronounced hayai. We're not going to learn another pronunciation for this, but just knowing that this is haya here gives us another possible name reading. Hayakawa-san. Hayakawa-san. Now we get to the kanji for to study. This is actually not a kanji that's used in the word benkyou, so don't assume that benkyou includes this kanji, because it doesn't. That's basically a child sitting underneath a roof. It's where you are doing your work. And the most typical pronunciation of this is going to be gaku. Gaku. So just for some examples, we have that dai that we learned before plus the gaku makes daigaku, university. Gakusei means a student. Gakusei, and usually gakusei itself would be interpreted as a college student. That's what people typically think of when they hear the word gakusei, but you can specify, being like shogakusei for elementary school student, or chugakusei for middle school student. The last kanji that we're going to learn is the kanji to turn gaku into gakko. We're going to leave the gaku up here. Gaku. And then we're going to throw this kanji that means campus down below. Check out the stroke order on that. It's a tree, a little hat. This is called the nabebuta, the pan lid radical. And then the kanji for father. So you can figure out how to combine tree, pan lid, and father into some kind of thing that will remind you that this means like a school campus, like a school building, physical school building. And the magic that happens when you get a ku and a ko next to one another is that the ku typically goes away, or the first of the two k sounds goes away. So we get gakko rather than gakuko, because gakuko is just a little bit trickier to say. It requires more energy. Gakko is very likely to become gakko. And then, of course, we get chugakko, shogakko, etc. So, in terms of stroke order, for big, we have 1, 2, and 3. Small, jisai, 1, 2, and 3. Middle, fill the box, close the box, well, actually build the box, close the box, and then chop the box in half. Remember the rule that says that a stroke that passes all the way through a character and appears to divide it in half is very likely to be written last. For middle, sun, build the sun character, and then 10 character right below it, hayai. For study, 1, 2, and 3. Notice the angling on these. 1, 2, and 3. There's another radical that's 1, 2, 3 this way. And that's different. So we want to make sure that we have 2 angled over pointing left and 1 pointing right, and then our roof, and then our child down below. That's our gaku. And then our ko, tree, pan lid, dad. Actually, if you see this in any kanji, it will be pronounced ko. Perhaps there's like one exception where it'll be pronounced kaku or something instead. But generally speaking, if you see this, assume that ko is going to be one of the pronunciations of that kanji. It might not be the right one, but it will be one. So there you have it. Big, small, middle, early, study, and school.